Hello, now. So I was. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Now, as I mentioned, till the page number 30. As you heard that uh, some crops cut over means human human corpses, you know, means dead bodies. There was also some horses. Now, page number 30. I read in first of this part in block 4 or 5, if block 5 maybe reading block 5 of this part 1 of this. I read 30 page. Now let's start from 31 page to the 60 page, because I want to complete this book by 30 page series. So let's start by the Fat King. The British needs fat extractor too. Major allies, known to soldiers as the Fat King, invented a fat extracting plant and set it up on the French coast. This factory took waste food, dead horses, and animal waste and turned it into fat. This was sent across the channel to be made into glycerine, an important part of the TNT explosion. 9,000 tons of fat were produced by the Fat King's factory, so a horse could be killed by German shell. No, the army no, the army shells were not like wringle shell you find on the beach. They were huge exploding bombs fired from large guns, bracket of close, turned into TNT and fired back at them. A perfect revenge. Why is the Fat King like a horse? Because they both enjoy a long region. Boom boom. Christmas crack shots. The First World War was the first war to see aircraft used. To begin with, they would fly over enemies' armies and photograph their position or bomb them. Then the defenders sent fires to shoot down these spy planes. War in the air had begun. Airplane also meant Brits in their homes, British in their home were no longer safe in a foreign war. Londoners discovered this after just 4 months. Page number 33. London Daily Records, 26 December 1914. For Flea. London had hope of a quiet Christmas crush when two German planes flew up the Thames yesterday. Crowds gathered in the street to watch as two gallant airmen from our Royal Flying Corps chased the intruder at speed of up to 70 miles an hour. I could hear the gunfire quite clearly. A resident of Chiswick told our reporter. What if one of those bullets land on an innocent head? The aircraft observers had fired reliefs at one another, a common sight in the skies or France these days. No one was hurt, and the horror tones hurried back to Germany and with their tails between their legs. But the use of guns is a deadly development of war in the air. In early days of the war, observers would carry a supply of bricks and try to drop one of the enemy Londoners have been ordered to dim their lights this evening in case the unwanted visitor returned. It has been reported that the Germans had that still does to be dropped from their aircraft. If this strikes a man, they will split him in half and half from head to toe. It's there no end to it. Atrociously of this enemy. It just makes the people of Britain all the more determined to win. A shop assistant from Wapping told our reporter, I'm sending my Bobby down to recruiting office today. Did you know in Second World War 1939-45 they were surrendered to when people of air raids, but when air raids became common in First World War, many defense chiefs in Britain sent out a letter saying P P7253A slash 6. It has been decided that no warning of air raids will be given as it is so. This may do more harm than good. You may do more harm than good. So you could be walking to school and the first thing you know about the air raid is when you wake up dead. Page number 35. Is this a record? On 21 December 1914, William Gilli- Gilligan, age 41, joined the West Yorkshire Regiment at Hull. Next day, he did he deserted at York. Stayed at York. 1915, the year of total war. From the from 1915, barrels are fought from trench dug into the ground, where these barrels are fought become known as Western Front. Meanwhile, the war spread around the world. It is also the year of new weapon to kill new target, including people in their home. People at home can't fight back, but they can take it out on foreign foreigner living in their country. Bracket open, known as alliance, but not to confuse with Little Green being from Mars. Bracket close. So in the east end of the London, German shops are loaded and in one road German pianos are thrown from house onto the road. A street concert is held where patriotic songs are sung. The government is forced to imprison enemy allies for their own protection as well as to stop them spying. In Germany, anyone with a well-cut coat, a well-felt wallet, and a notably good car is arrested as a spy. All British people are rounded up, and most are in prison. Timeline 1915. 19 January. First Zeppelin airship raids on British between women and children, cats and dogs are in this war, like it or not. The orders, not fair. Of meow. 2nd February. Germany said it will be surrounded Britain with submarine, sink food supply ship and strap Britain to defeat. 18 March, British government asks women to stand up for a war work. Many do, and they start doing it better than the man did. This is easy. 22 April, nasty new weapon, poison gas, first used against soldier in the trench. May, Allies try to sneak around the back of the German front by landing in Gallipoli, Gal- Turkey. They expect the trucks will be uh, pushover. That is easy. 7 May. German submarine sink a passenger ship. The Lusty Lassit, Lassitina on board are 128 Americans who are not even part of the war yet. Big mistake. Germany. 7 June. Zeppelin airship shot down or flatlander, not France. That slow moving bag of gas make Zeppelin Zeppelin's easy target. That was easy. Page number 9. Now page number 40. 20 more to go. July. Turkish state USA use war as an excuse to wipe out an entire race of people, the Americans. A step on the road to the terrors of the Second World War. What did we do to deserve this? We were here. Across food getting short, ex- especially in Germany. Prices go up and taxes go up to pay for war. 1 euro, 1 million euro one day in a Britain is needed to pay for the fighting. September, at the Battle of the Luce in the Flanders, some brave British dribble a football towards enemy's line. The ball was founded riddled with a bullet like the full had three footballers. How do you feel about the defeat? Sick as a parrot Britain. 12 October. Nurse Adrian Cable is caught helping Brit prisoners to escape in Belgium. She says, if I had to, if I, if did, if didn't do it, if I didn't do it, tangkap juga. Wait a minute. Say again. She said, if I had to do, I didn't do it all, I did do it all over again. Germany shoot her, so she can't. 11 November. Brit Minister Winston Churchill gets sacked because his Gallipoli idea is disaster. He'll be back. 20 December. Alice gave up on the Gallipoli attack and retreat. It was a very bloody mistake. I hope Churchill does better next time. Boom, boom, boom. 41. Now 42. Pets and plagues. Soldier had more to fear than enemy's weapon. Creepy crawls and deadly disease could kill you just as that. First flights. At the Gallipoli fleas in the summer of 1915 were very bad because of the number of unburied bodies. One soldier of the Australia and New Zealand Army corps and Anzacs wrote home about the fleas. Some of them must have the tin opener on their feet. They bit so hard. Page number 43. A British soldier complained. In order to eat your food, you had to weigh your hand over it, then bite suddenly, otherwise a fly came with it. Any bit of food uncovered was blotted, blotted out of sight by fleas in a couple of seconds. That fly had probably had a panic on a dead donkey a few minutes before, so it's no wonder the troops suffer so much disease in Gallipoli. Hmm. Deadly doctors. Since Florence Nightingales walk in the Sermon War of the 1856, it was a Dulcifer in War Hospital. Back in Florida 90s days, a wound could easily get infected. It had bullet didn't kill you, then the germs did. But doctor could still be pretty clumsy on one soldier removed. And and sick soldier Private O'Connor was wounded in the leg and captured. He was taken to Istanbul where an American doctor operated to amputate O'Connor's leg. The doctor sew halfway through the bone due to threat and sharpness of the rest. Frightful first aid, 45 page. In the middle of the battle, you could then pop down to local chemist shop for an aspirin or the 999 for an ambulance. Soldiers had to look after each other and they all carried a small first aid pack into battle. British soldiers also had a the field Eliminance sorry Eliminance 1915 that gives some advice. There are some instruction you may not like to follow next time you are flattened in a first football match. Number 27. British Army field Eliminance 1915. Broken limbs. Chandler put the broken limb straight after cutting off the clothes, then fixed it in this position by means of splint made from a relief, a roll of newspaper beyond short piece of wood. A roll of newspaper in battle. What newspaper could be as tough as a wooden splint? The Daily Telegraph pole, perhaps. By 1918, because of the shortage, shortage in Germany, soldiers were forced to use bandage made from scrap paper and tied on with thread. A frost, frostbite. Frostbite is another problem you may suffer in school sports, especially during cricket match in Britain. Again, bracket close and bracket open. Again, you wouldn't want to suffer the 1915 cure. Number 9, number 13. British Army Field Ambulance 1915. Frostbite. Carry the sufferer to the room or place without a fire. Remove the clothes and rub hard with a cloth soaked in the water or snow. And the way preventing frostbite was even worse in winter of 1914 to 15. Anti-frostbite grace was split in two LB teams to soldiers on the Western Front in about 47. It looked like lead in it contained mostly pork fat. After 1915, whale oil was issued in rum jars. This was little used because of the terrible smell. Army orders said that before going out on a patrol in the cold or wet weather, each man was to be stripped and rubbed down with whale oil by an officer. Most men refused to strip, and most officers refused to rub. To prescribed poison. The army lists three types of poisoning. The emergency cure for corrosive poisoning look weird. Number 31A. British Army Field Ambulance 1915. Cor- cor- corrosive poisons. Give scrapings from whitewashed wool or ceiling mixed with water. Perhaps the advice to eat whale is not surprising after all. Whales make great ice cream and sausage. Gruesome gas. A new First World War danger was gas attack. Order when orders went out from army headquarters. If you are caught in a gas attack, I take out your handkerchief. No, take out your handkerchief. Number two, are you running into the natural till it is stopped. Tie it round your mouth and nose and breathe through it. Second one. Page number 41. 49. Obviously. The order didn't say what should we do if you didn't feel like a pee. You need crafty coordinate. Soldier wishing to appear unwell and thus avoid duty would chew coordinate an explosive taken from their rifle bullets. Co- coordinate coordinate give the soldier a high temperature, but the effects soon were off. Page number 50. More, 10 more to go. Lowly lies. At the Gallipoli, Gallipoli battle, the soldiers were forced to wear the same clothes for weeks without even taking them off. One Australian soldier finally got to take his socks off and saw a ghastly sight. And more. I saw that as I dropped my socks on the floor, I saw them start to move. They were a squirting mess of lice. In the trance, soldier found chatting was a peaceful way to pass quiet time. But chatting didn't mean talking. It meant getting rid of the chats and lies from the stem of their too nice. One soldier compared the lies to any enemy that had invaded his body. Page number 51. The little soldier of the night. To some hunted you may kill, still you find there is hunted still. For they hide beneath each other and are smart at taking cover. Then you have an awful bit. They are stalking appetite. There are females in dozen, uncles, mother, sister, cousin, and they have their married corridors where they rear their sons and daughters, and they take a lot of catching, cause an awful lot of scratching. German soldiers describe another way of dealing with their blood-sucking friend. They took the lead from a boot polished in and held it by a piece of wire over a candle. When the lid began to glow, they simply dropped the lights on red hot tin. The sizzle of the frying lights was sweet sound to cheer ears. Sweet and sour, sweet and sour fried lights. Fried lights. Did you know British soldiers suffer from lice that were a pale fawn color, but German soldiers had red lice? If they breed the two together, they could have had pretty big lice. Men of 53. Surely spooky. When your life is in danger, then you start to believe in love. People in danger can be very superstitious. A few new beliefs spring up in the First World War. Superstitious, bulletproof Bibles, pocket-sized copies of the New Testament suddenly sold tens and thousands of copies. They were being bought by Anoks, rich mothers for their son. There were stories of bullets being stopped by those little Bibles. There, there may have been one or two true cases of Bible stopping spin relief bullet. There were not a lot of good against high explosive shell and machine gun bullet. Scots people. Each side believes that they were in right. That mean they that God would be one side there be on their side. The German even went to war with a bell bugle that read, "God, God meet, God meet, meet us, God with us, God meets, God meet us, God meet us, God meet us." British soldiers saw the boat and and thought that proved what they knew. They were fighting the Huns. One very popular belief was there: either God had your name and number on the bullet, or he didn't. So you may as well charge that machine gun. After the war, one soldier said, "I was most amazed by the bullet that missed me, but the most dangerous superstition of all was that prayer can turn bullet aside." For the soldier who didn't believe in God or luck, there was always in common sense advice. You will notice pass around the trench. Don't worry. When you are a soldier, you can be in one of the two places, a danger place or safe place. If you're in safe place, don't worry. If in danger place, you can be one of two things. One is wounded, and the other is not. If you're not wounded, don't worry. If you are wounded, you can be dangerous or slide. In you slide, don't worry. If you're dangerous, then one of the two things will happen. You will die or you will recover. You recover, don't worry. If you die, you can't worry. You can't worry. In this circumstances, a soldier never worries. Number 55. The third man never lied through secret with us. Single matches. The reason for this belief was that it was a dangerous thing to do in the trench where an enemy's neighbor might be watching. First light will catch his eyes. Single light, he will fix his sight on the light, and third light, he will put the trigger. Page number 57. The blasted statue. In the town of Albert, Flanders, there was a fine church with a golden statue of Virgin Mary on the top. Early in 1915, the tower was damaged and the statue toppled over but didn't fall. For a month it hung there as the war dragged on and the British defenders in Albert invented a strange superstition. When the statue falls, the war will end. If statue fell, the British soldier would be terribly discouraged, so the army set up strong cable to hold the Virgin Mary in a perilous place. For over 3 years, the Germans failed to knock her off the bridge, and for 3 more years, the war went on. Symbols, must spymen. Every night. In 1918, the Germans finally captured the town and started using the top of the church tower as an observation post. From that high point, they could guide their shell fire towards the British, so it was the British who fired back and demolishing the tower and brought the Virgin Mary down to earth. The Germans were happy. Huh, our superstition is that whoever knocks the statue down will lose the war. Bye bye, British. And would you believe it? The war ended shortly after, but with the defeat of Germany. I told you so. Page number 59. Funny facts. After the British knocked the statue down, it disappeared, probably sent to Germany to be melted down and turned into a weapon. When the war finished, Albert and his church were rebuilt. An exact copy of the statue stands here now, but it was suggested that the statue should be put back in her famous earning post. The people of Albert said, "None." Page number 60, and last page. Symbol Spyman. Some places were hunted long before the First World War, but the war brought them new horrors and new ghosts. Take the ancient Tower of London, for example. The war brought it back into use in a horrible historical way. Terror in the tower. Have you any last requests? The major asked the young man in the shabby black suit. I have, good sir. I would like to play my violin one last time before you shoot me. The major nodded and opened hatch in the steel door and called the guard outside. Bring her questioning violin from the office. He turned back to the prisoner. You are her honor young, and you will be the first to be executed in the Tower of London for hundreds of years. Thank you for watching. This is vlog number 6 going down.